Welcome to the Strategic Pursuit Podcast. I'm your host, Brandon Macias, and today I want to talk about lead to quote systems and what that really looks like in trades businesses. Not just how the job is priced, but how to handle the lead, right? How to qualify it, how to present the quote, and how to follow up with it right away after it goes out. We talked about systems on the last solo episode, and today I really want to dig deep into what it takes to get it from a lead to the quote and going through that system and that process. A lot of trades businesses, they think that it's just about putting numbers on a paper and then just sending it out and hoping and wishing for the best. But the quote is the customer. It's them facing that part of that sales process. The estimate usually is the back end thinking, and then the system is everything that happens in between those two. So what does that mean? That means when it comes to a lead, that's when the clock starts ticking, right? If there's a slow response to that lead, then you're already off to a bad start. If the question is unclear, then the quote is going to be rushed and hard to understand. The whole process loses momentum before the customer ever makes a decision. What I'm learning is a strong lead to quote system protects time and it protects your margin. First, you need to know who the lead is and whether it's really worth quoting, pursuing. Second, you really need to gather enough information so that you're not guessing, right? Third, you need estimate properly so that the quote reflects the real job, right? And fourth, and I think is most important, is that you really need to present it clearly enough to that customer for them to understand exactly what they're going to get with accepting this quote. You really need to make sure that all of these systems or core parts are strong. Otherwise, the whole process is going to break down. And once that quote goes out, that is where the follow-up really matters. In fact, a lot of jobs are lost when the quote is sent, not before. So following up is going to be key. Let's see, what does a simple system look like? For me, a good lead to quote system, it has a few steps. So step one is that response. Answer quickly, acknowledge that lead and set the tone. Step two is qualification. Figure out that customer and what they actually need. So maybe it's not for your business, right? Maybe it really is going to be a waste of time and you need to understand what is a job for your business and what really is not. So whether that job fits your business or whether it's even worth your time is going to be key. Step three is the estimate, right? Break down material, jobs, labor, overhead, margin so that you're not just guessing, right? It has to look good on paper. And hopefully you already have a system for that as well. Step four is the quote. So put together a format that the customer can actually understand. You don't got to put a bunch of words in there. Think about building a resume or something like that. Most of the time, what do people do? They really look at your past experience and they throw out the rest. They don't read any of it. Okay, so make it very brief, easy to understand. What am I getting? What is the cost? And then if there are any questions, well, let's do it face to face. Let's get on the phone. Step five is that follow up on the phone. Confirm if they've actually even received it. Clarify any questions. Okay, this is going to be key, and you want the right person in that seat making that call. And check in. The check in is going to be based on their decision timeline, right? Don't rush it. Don't be pushy. Step six is going to be the close or the archive. If they say yes, which hopefully they have, well, let's move forward. And if they say no, or if the timing is not right, then archive it, okay? You have the number, let's move on. We can follow up in the next few months. Why does this matter? It matters so much because smaller trades businesses, they do work very well. I've seen guys who do very good work. The problem is, and why they're not getting jobs or losing to other competitors, is because the sales process side, right? It's just they can do the job, but they don't always have a repeatable way to win that job. That creates a lot of inconsistency. The inconsistency, it shows up as a missed opportunity, right? Slower cash flow and too much time spent on chasing work instead of actually running the business. This lead to quote system helps you. It helps you to stop relying on that memory, right? That little notebook that you have, or even random follow ups, right? It gives your business rhythm and it helps the customer really feel like they are dealing with a professional. It gives you a better chance of winning that work without lowering your prices just to compete. Okay. So if you want to tighten up your lead to sale to quote system, start here. Okay. Again, we're going to respond faster. We're going to ask better questions. We're going to quote with clarity, follow up with a system, not just when you remember, and archive the quote when the process is over. Let's put it in the database. That alone can change how your sales process feels. Okay. It is not just about pricing work. It is about creating a process that gives the business a better chance to win, but consistently. That is the kind of system that makes a trades business a lot stronger, cleaner, easier to grow. So, guys, start on your lead to sales or lead to quote system. Thank you guys for listening again on the Strategic Pursuit, and I'll see you guys on the next one.